I now give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
شكرا سيدة.
Thank you, Mr. President. At the outset, I would like to thank Assistant Secretary General for Europe, Central Asia and Americas, Mr. Miroslav Vienka, and Assistant Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Deputy Emergency Relief Coordinator, Ms. Joyce Msuya, for their valuable briefings. Mr. President, unfortunately, the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine continues, as does the killing of innocent civilians, including women, children, and the elderly. In addition to the continued recorded heavy losses in property and infrastructure, including vital facilities, which Algeria has condemned several times for being a flagrant violation of the rules of international law, including international humanitarian law. And despite the positive momentum we have witnessed recently, which was embodied in long-awaited direct meetings between the two parties, the logic of confrontation and fighting still dominates on the ground, and unfortunately, the logic of polarization still affects the state of affairs, undermining diplomatic efforts to end this war. This conflict has not only affected the peoples of the region, but has also had spillover effects in many regions of the world, especially developing countries, as a result of the repercussions of this conflict on food and energy markets across the world. Faced with this situation, my delegation would like today to stress the following points. 1. Algeria reiterates its call on the two parties to show restraint and wisdom and to make the lives and safety of civilians their priority and to fully abide by the rules of international law, including international humanitarian law, which expressly prohibit the targeting of civilians and civilian infrastructure. 2. Algeria stresses its firm conviction that the solution will not come by the force of arms or by imposing hegemony, but by favoring the language of constructive and inclusive dialogue and negotiations, and the ability of both parties to overcome differences and to find a peaceful solution that will put a definitive end to hostilities and end the war. In this regard, Algeria calls on the parties to focus effort on the ongoing negotiating process and to be inspired by the positive results achieved so far through the exchange of prisoners to reach a just and lasting peaceful solution based on the principles and purposes of the Charter of the United Nations and is responsive to the legitimate security concerns of the parties. 3. Algeria renews its call on the international community to redouble its diplomatic efforts to create an atmosphere conducive to negotiations that brings views closer together, away from polarization and narrow geopolitical calculations. Finally, Algeria renews its firm commitment to support any international efforts aimed at finding a peaceful political solution that satisfies both parties and putting an end to this war and returning the entire region back to safety. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Algeria for the statement.